So angular velocity is the angular displacement, so how far your object has moved in relation to the center of, like, a center point. So like in this example, it looks like it's moved 90 degrees, or pi over 2 radians, or a fourth of a revolution. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about angular velocity. And just as before, with linear velocity, we have a bunch of verbiage here and then an equation. It says if a point is in motion on a circle, its angular speed is w equals theta over t. So this equation is actually easier than linear velocity, because angular velocity, or speed, is just your angle measure with respect to time. That's it. So let's look at this example. A tire completes 6 full revolutions per second. Determine its angular velocity. So 6 full revolutions per second, that's our theta. However, it's not in radians, so we need to convert it. We just established a moment ago that 1 revolution is the same as 2 pi radians, so the revolutions cancel, and we now have 12 pi radians per second. Remember, I don't write radians, it's the invisible unit. And now we simply plug that into the angular speed formula, which is w equals theta per unit time, which is seconds. So we've got 12 pi radians per second, which is approximately 37.7 radians per second. And I really didn't need to write radians, but I did out of habit. Now that number is a little bit trickier for us to understand. It actually seems to make more sense to talk about 6 full revolutions. We understand that number, but for a mathematical purpose, it's important to be doing everything in radians so that when we get to more difficult problems, we can plug this in and the radians will actually cancel with other things. So that's why everything needs to be in radians here. Hopefully you fully understand now how to make calculations with arc length, linear velocity, and angular velocity. Linear velocity is definitely the trickiest. The word problems can get much more difficult than what we have in here, but that's what we will be practicing in class.